Hey, I'm Steve Krenz. Thanks for tuning in to this lesson on the Ultimate Arpeggio Workout. This is a fantastic workout. It's not easy, but it gets a lot of things done at the same time. You'll learn your arpeggios, your 4-note arpeggios, your major sevenths, your minor sevenths, your dominant sevenths, your minor seventh flat 5 arpeggios. You'll be able to play them all the way up and down the neck, plus you get the opportunity to work on your hammer-ons and pull-offs. The more playing that I do here in Nashville, the more I need hand strength. And a lot of it comes down to practicing pull-offs and hammer-ons, and this incorporates those as well. So there's a PDF that goes along with this lesson, so the link is in the YouTube description down below. Take a second, pause the video if you need to, and download that PDF so that you've got that out in front of you, and let's just start talking about this amazing warm-up that I do for a workout. I warm up with it most days, and we're going to have this lesson, which is the exercises, and then I'm going to try and do individual workouts with this lesson so that you can go back and practice with it as you're going in your own practice time. All right, so let's get started. Take a look at the first page. Here's the concept that we're talking about. For the 4 major types of 4-note chords. So we're not talking about just triads, we're talking about 4-note chords. Major sevenths, minor sevenths, dominant sevenths, minor seventh, flat 5. Those are the 4 main food groups of these arpeggios. And what I'm going to do is there are certain places on the neck, usually anywhere from 6 to 8 places on the neck that you can play a multi-octave arpeggio with it. So for example, if I'm playing an F major 7, the notes in an F major 7th are an F, A, C, and an E. So what is an arpeggio? It's a broken up chord. So I can play the notes all together, you know, in various F major 7ths, but I can also break them apart. That's an arpeggio, and so they're great for including them in solos and all sorts of uses. It's one of the building blocks of guitar playing. So take a look at these shapes there. Let me talk about the concepts on page 1. Here's the workout. Here's the nuts and bolts of what I'm trying to get you to do. We're going to do these an F major 7th arpeggio in the first position. Then I can also play it. Another common place to play it is at the 3rd position. Then the 5th. Notice how I'm incorporating hammer-ons and pull-offs in it. And then I do it at the 7th. 8th. 10th. 12th. All right, so what I've done there is not in every place on the guitar, but in the places that end up with common fingerings, it ends up being 8 different shapes. Now, I'm going to do, so that is an F major 7th. Anywhere I find myself on the neck, I can play an F major 7th arpeggio. If it's just a portion note, anywhere I find myself landing, I've got an arpeggio that works with that. All right, so what the deal is we're going to go through all of these ones in major 7ths, all of these ones in minor 7ths, all these ones in dominant 7th and minor 7 flat 5. Then we're going to apply them to keys. And so what I do each day is I'll take 1, maybe 2 keys, and I will go through all of the chords in that key and the arpeggios that go along with it. So I'll do the F major 7ths like you just saw there, and then I would go to the next chord in the F major's key, which would be a G minor, and I'd do all the G minors. And all the way up and all the way back down. Then I do A minor, then I do B flat majors, then I do C7, then I do D minor, then I do E minor 7 flat 5. So if you go through all the chords in a particular key, you'll end up with a couple of major 7ths, 3 minor 7ths, a dominant 7th, and a minor 7 flat 5. All of the ones that you need in this exercise. And that whole process there will take me several minutes. Depending on how fast you want to go with it, it'll take me at least 10, 15 minutes to go through all of that. So that's basically the idea of what you're going. Along the way, I'm learning my neck like I've never learned before, and I've got these patterns that I can, anywhere I can find myself on the neck, I've got some things that I can play through these arpeggios. So take a look at what's happening there. Look at page 1 where it says the concepts. This is important. In the next few pages, I'm going to give you a bunch of shapes, big diagrams with shapes. Now, it's not about the shapes. It's about the chord tones. So don't think, oh my goodness, there's 28 different shapes here. I've got to memorize all that. Oh my goodness, I'll never do it. It's too much. Yes, it's a lot. I don't want you to memorize the shapes. I want you to focus on the chord tones. F, A, C, and an E in an F major 7th. If you focus on the chord tones, you'll start learning the neck. If you focus on the shapes, you'll be fumbling over that when you get to other keys and things like that. Focus on the notes, not the shapes. Look at that second concept I want you to think about. Once you get the arpeggio down, then add these hammer-ons and pull-offs. And where do we put them on? We put them on when an arpeggio has more than one note on a string. In that first F major 7th arpeggio, I have an F and an A. There, they're both on the same string. I'll do a hammer on there. The next one is a C. There's nothing else on that string, so I have to just play that normally. Then I have an E and an F. Well, those are on the same string, so I could do a hammer on there. So far I have... Then A, that's the only one on that one. There's a C, but then in hammer, I can hammer onto this high E. So here's the concept. If you have more than one note on a string, you hammer on. Now, what do you do when you descend? Well, it's the opposite. If you have two notes on a string, then you pull off from one to the other. Third string, I have to pluck it because there's just one note on that string. Fourth string, I have two notes, so I can pull off there, pluck, and then I pull off there. So you end up with an arpeggio that sounds like this. And it's tough, especially down here at the lower part of the neck. Now keep in mind, here's an F major 7th, but if I wanted to do a B flat major 7th, it's up here. It's down here in a little bit more of an easier part of the neck to find. That's some ground rules. Turn the page. Let's jump into it. All right. So I'm going to give you anywhere from 6 to 8 forms for each of these types of chords. The first one we run across is the F major 7th there. Now I notated it out in the music notation, which has the fingering notations on there. So the little circled notes on page 2 are the fingering notes, what fingers you're supposed to use for this. Now there's also, you'll see between a couple of notes, there's a little arc, and what that arc is telling you is that's to be a hammer-on or a pull-off. If you're going up, it's a hammer-on. If you're descending or going down, it's a pull-off. So that's where those little arcs are. The tab is included there, so you've got that to work out. So armed with that, take a look at that very first one that says open position F major 7th. You have, in the chord block there, you've got a diamond. First one out of the gate, you have a diamond. What that diamond is that's telling you the root. Now, there's roots. Where's the F in our F major 7th? Here, here, and here. So you'll notice there's diamonds on all of those notes. That's just to kind of notate where the root is at. Pay attention. As you're going through these, make note of where the root is at, okay? So here we go. This F major 7th, this first one is going to be... That's the basic arpeggio. If I added the hammer-ons to it... Now that's a big, huge stretch. Don't let that discourage you. Keep in mind, the further you go up in the neck, the easier that stretch is going to be. The worst it's ever going to be is down here at F, but I put it in F because of where we're heading with it. So that's the first one. So that's one shape, but what I want you to focus on is the names of the notes. F, A, C, E, F, A, C, E, F, A. So now let's go to the next one. Now the next one starts in the third position, and it starts up here at the 5th fret with the third of the chord, the A. Where's the C there? Where's the E there? Where's the next F? A, C, E, F, A. Then back down, F, E, C, A, F, E, C, A. If I add my hammer-ons on notes, on strings that have more than one note, you end up with this. Hammer-on. If I do pull-offs on the same thing, pulling off on notes that have more than one note per string, I end up with this. Pull-off, pull-off, pull-off. If I did the next one at the 5th position, doing the hammer-ons, hammer-on, hammer-on, single note, hammer-on, hammer-on, pull-off, pull-off. There you go. It's tough doing these slow. Now, basically what you're doing is you're going to be practicing these various forms of these notes, and you're trying to build up speed. Now I'm playing it fingerstyle, but you can do it just same thing with the pick. Just keep the hammer-ons and pull-offs. Here's the deal with speed. You'll find that you can't just pick very fast, but you can hammer on much faster than you can pick. So that's why hammer-ons are important. I can really rip through those pretty fast by just doing hammer-ons and pull-offs, much faster than I could do if I was picking. That's why the hammer-ons and pull-offs are a good thing to practice. The next one in the 7th position, there's my root now. Notice the diamond is on the 5th string at the 8th fret. 8th position with my first finger here. There's the root. Tenth position, next one. Now you'll notice sometimes the fingering, you may prefer a fingering ascending and then adjusting one finger as you descend. That's perfectly fine. I kind of put the ascending version fingerings there. So, but if you find you want to finger something a little bit different, descending, and I'll do the same thing, that's completely fine. That you don't feel like you're locked into this, but this is the standard fingering. The 12th position. Now, I realize this is a huge exercise. It took me a long time to get these notes and these forms down. And I wouldn't focus, again, not on the forms. I'm thinking about the notes. You want the notes to be what's in your mind's eye with this. So I would play these all up, and then I would descend with them. Now, the goal is not just to learn the arpeggio. What good is an arpeggio? You're not playing an exercise when you're soloing. So the next kind of level of this is, as I'm playing a particular, let's say I'm playing an F major 7th in this, the 5th, position one, I want to try and do an arpeggio for a little bit and then spin out of it into some sort of melody. So I'm trying to kind of build a little something. So let the arpeggio be the springboard that's going to get you into an idea. So there are the major 7th ones. If I wanted to do them in the key of G, you shift up to where the root is at the 3rd fret now, and I do them all in G. Well, that means everything has changed. Yes, it does. That's why I'm telling you, pay attention to that diamonded note. And you can adjust these as needed. What if I need to play an A major seventh? No problem. What if I'm down here? No problem. There you go. Major sevenths. I can also do the next 25% of these is minor sevenths, okay? Now, thinking through what chords are in a key, the 1 chord in any key is generally a major seventh. The 4 chord in a key is generally a major seventh. So with these major sevenths, you've already learned, 2 of the 7 types of chords in a key. So now we're going to look at minor sevenths. So minor sevenths cover 3 different types. Almost half of the chords in any key are going to be a minor one. So that's where that takes us next. So take a look at page 3. I wrote it out for you again, showing you the open position version of it. So an F minor seventh now would include the notes F, A flat, C, E flat. But Steve, what if I don't know what notes are in a minor seventh or in a major seventh? We did a whole series on this called How Music Works. It's in one of the playlists on our channel. It's all free. It's a huge PDF that comes along with that. Man, it takes you, and there's workouts and all kinds of things. If you don't know what notes on your notes are on your guitar and what notes are with chords, that's a big deal in guitar. That's what we do. Our whole language is chords. So we need to know what notes are in chords. And so take a bit of time to try and learn these. It's not magic. It's not an unknowable amount of information. You just have to learn a few things about how these things work. It's like I remember I taught lessons to a dentist one time. And I hear guitar players all the time, and this dentist said to me, "Oh, I don't want to learn all that theory stuff. Just show me how to do this, and just show me how to do that." And it became frustrating to me, and I said, I told him, I said, that would be the equivalent of me walking into your dentist office and saying, "Give me that drill thing. I just want to go zzz. I don't want to know about all that other stuff that goes along with it. I just want the drill thing so I can make the sound." It's the same thing. And then he got the point. There's more to it than just, paint by numbers in playing guitar. There's actually understanding what's going on. Go for the understanding. You'll win every time. Look at page 3, the minor seventh form. Starts out with the first one here. That's the open position one. The next one occurs starting with our second finger. Now the root is on the 4th string. And now I'm starting to creep up the neck. So you notice this one is a longer shape. This is one of the ones that you could play around with different fingerings when you have these larger arpeggios that switch positions. Second finger, first finger, 4th, first finger, 3rd. So I'm getting my hand ready to go up that position. Reach back for that first one there. If I go to the next one there, now I'm starting here, same note, but with my first finger. Do I expect you to be able to do this first time out? No, I don't. But I just kind of want to give them all here to you so that you understand what's going on. The 6th position one. 8th position. 10th position. Now, when I get to 13th, well, that's the same as it is the 1st. So they just start repeating above the 12th fret. So there you go. There's the minor 7th forms. If I was playing them in F minor, I would play them up and then I would play them down. And it's a lot. It's a lot of shapes. The more you do them, the easier they get. So the first time you do through this exercise, maybe just pick like the major 7th forms and do them in a couple of different keys. And then you maybe add the minor 7ths to it. And then maybe, 3 weeks down the road, then you start doing them where all the chords are in a key for the actual exercise. That's the minor 7ths. Flip over the page. You guys get the idea. Now let's look at the dominant seventh ones. These are kind of related to the major seventh ones. There's only one note that's difference between them. It's the seventh. In a major seventh, it's just a normal seventh. In the dominant seventh, it's a flatted seventh. So the notes in a F seventh, an F dominant seventh chord would be F, A, C, E flat. But the shapes of the arpeggios are similar. They're just one note is different. So you have F, A, C, E flat, F, A, C, E flat, F, A. And there's one of the ones where I would probably prefer changing the fingering. As you're ascending, you may want to use your third finger on this C, but as you're descending, second finger seems to be the one I favor. You got to think, your hand is, these two fingers, they can't really stretch too much. What can stretch on any sort of position is your pinky and your first finger. So sometimes you got to really reach out there for those. Look at the one at the third position, starting with the second finger. There's your root. The sixth position. What's next? The 10th position? Or the one at the 6th position again? No, we go right to the 8th position, that's right. The 10th position? Sorry. You want to also try and be, as I was being sloppy there as I'm speeding up, you try and focus on being as clean as you can. Don't worry about speed, worry about getting the notes clean and slow. That will get you where you need to go. There's the dominant seventh ones, and there's a couple of more there that I have included there. Let's look at the minor sevenths. Flat 5. This is page 5. Similar to the minor seventh, but you just have, again, one note that's different. In this case, the flatted fifth. So the notes in an F minor 7 flat 5 are F, A flat, C flat, that's the flatted fifth, and an E flat. So that chord, which was, now changes to. Now, if you're on a steel string guitar or an electric guitar or something like that, these are going to be hard to do. And so you may only be able, it's physical, especially with the hammers and pull-offs. So after about 10 minutes of this, your hand is going to fall off, okay? So you want to, if you don't play through the pain or any of that nonsense, just try and play as far as you can. When your hand starts hurting, then take a break and come back to it later. Go play something else or go do something else, come back and then play a few more minutes later. You're training up your muscle. It's like going to the gym for your fine motor skills. Let's look at the second position one. So I have, what's that, the fourth position? Some of these end up with some very wide fingerings on these, most of these, as you can see, even look at the one in the seventh position there. Such a big one there. And 9th and 11th. Okay, you get the idea. All right, you ready? Let's go to the bonus round. Flip over the page. Here's where we're headed. Is be able to take, I choose generally a key a day. Sometimes I'll do 2 keys a day. And let's say if I was going to do it in the key of F, then here's what I would do. I would do, as it outlines on page 6, I would do all the F major sevenths first. If I'm tired of going up and down with it, maybe I can ascend in one and descend in the other. Sorry. And then switch. And then switch. And then switch. Switch. So that's all the major 7th. Then I would go to the next chord in the key of F, which is a G minor 7th. And then I would start at the lowest one and go up here. Let's see, and then there's one more. So some of these you're going to have to start flipping down to the lower one beneath the root position one. Then I would do A minor. And I would do all that in B flat. Then I would do C7 and D minor 7th and E minor 7th and F, up and down, ascending and descending. Whew, it's a lot. I generally find I can't do them all in one sitting. My hand just gets too tight. I can generally go through like the 1 major 7th and the 2 minor 7th, and then take a break for a second. Then I'll do maybe the 3 minor 7th and the 4 major 7th, take a break. That sort of stuff is what, because it's just too intense. But the payoff is huge. When you get, after you've done this for about a week, man, your hammer-on pull-off technique is going to be dynamite, because you've been doing this so much. So there you go. That's the ultimate arpeggio workout. And so then I would do it, let's say I started I have my little calendar, it's right over here. On the first day, I'll start maybe on the key of C, and then maybe I'll do then the key of F after that. And then the next day I'll do the key of B flat. And then if I want to do 2 keys, I'll do B flat and E flat. So if you do 1 key a day, then you'll get done with all 12 keys in 2 weeks. If you do 2 keys a day, of course, you'll get through all 12 keys in about 1 week. So it's a lot. I realize this is a huge exercise. You guys ask me what I do. This is what I do. I try to do this exercise each day. I try to do the Phil Keaggy hand stretching exercise every day. I don't do the picking exercises as much as I need to just because I play so many fingerstyle things. But I probably should do the picking exercise every day too. So that's what keeps my hand going. So there you go. There's the workout. I know it's easier, much easier for me to explain than for you to actually get underneath your fingers. But start chipping away at this mountain a little bit, and you'll start to see the payoff. Hey, I'm Steve Krenz for Guitar Gathering. Keep up the great work in your learning, and we will see you guys next time.